Yo, what's up, guys? How's your day going? Hope it's going well. Now, I just finished reading The Tao Te Ching. Great book. It's filled with spiritual knowledge. It's a great book. Not life-changing necessarily, but it's full of wisdom for sure. I would recommend giving it a read for anybody who's interested in philosophy and this type of thing. But that's not the main topic of this video. What I'm going to be talking about is your thoughts. Because every day we get thoughts. All the time. Just thoughts pop up out of nowhere, out of the blue. Like, oh man, pink elephant, bicycle, well, that girl's cute, whatever. Random thoughts like that. But are they all random? That's the question I'm going to pose to you right now. And I want you to take a moment and decide for yourself. What do you think? Are thoughts random? How random are they? And now I'm going to get into a description of, or basically a summary of a video that I just watched. And it was talking about randomness in the universe. The world, the universe, all that. So there was a physicist or something like that way back in the days, and he made the assertion that if you know the position of every particle in the universe at any given time, then you can predict everything that's gonna occur in the future. Everything that is going to occur in the future, you can predict it, and everything that has occurred, you can retrace the steps and figure out what happened from the position of all the particles in a universe at any given time, if you know all the positions of every single particle and compound at any given time. But then scientists kept doing their thing, and they discovered that there's an even deeper level to physics than just protons and whatever compounds. They found out about quantum physics. Now, we're not able to predict quantum physics, even at this modern day, and we discovered it a long time ago. This really frustrated Thomas Edison. He even went so far as to say the quote, "God does not play dice," because he didn't think that there was anything in the universe that could really be random. At least that's what he thought when he said that quote. And perhaps this randomness is what gives us humans our free will. This randomness at the quantum mechanic level is what gives us our free will. Maybe that's what is the soul, the spirit behind your decisions, and it is the driving force behind your actions. Because, and I say this because our brain is filled with chemicals and hormones, and these dictate a lot of our actions. But what dictates chemicals and hormones at a deep level, at an even smaller level, is that quantum mechanics part of physics. I'm not expressing myself totally well, but I think you get what I'm saying. That the most fundamental level of physics that determines what occurs is the quantum mechanical level. And then the chemical reactions occur at a larger scale from the quantum mechanical level. So we have free will due to that. That's what I believe. I think that's why we have free will. And because we have free will, we have some control over our mind, obviously. By using logic, you can clearly come to that conclusion. Because if I decide to eat a sandwich or not eat a sandwich, that's my choice. If I decide to do it, then I'm gonna do it. And if I decide not to do it, then I'm not gonna do it. That was my choice. So, now that I've given you this information, some of which you may have already known, maybe all of it, but I just learned a lot about that stuff today. I just summarized a lot of what I learned today. I did not know necessarily all of this knowledge previously. Thought it was interesting, so I thought I would share that because it's important to understand that in order to think about the next thing I'm going to say. And that's, depending on how you live your life changes what kind of thoughts you're going to receive in your brain, what kind of thoughts you're going to get. For example, if you have sexual temptations and you entertain these sexual temptations more than other people, then you're gonna have more thoughts related to those sexual temptations in comparison to other people. And perhaps this is one reason why watching porn seems to be so detrimental to so many men. Another example is if you are feeling sad and you entertain that sadness, you think, oh man, I'm so depressed, I don't want to do anything, I'm just gonna lay in bed all day, play video games, eat junk food. I always go back to the same examples for depression. But yeah, if you go and just entertain those sad thoughts, then you're gonna be having more sad thoughts. Like, you can't think your way out of depression, man. Things don't work that way. You cannot think your way out of depression. You have to act, you have to move, you have to change your environment, you have to do things. You have to feel like you have meaning in your life. And whether you believe in a God or not, even if you don't believe in a God, then you have to create meaning in your own life. What's meaningful to you? And you'll notice that as you change your actions and change the types of thoughts that you entertain and the types of feelings that you entertain, you'll have different types of thoughts. Because I didn't get to this yet, I was just talking about entertaining feelings, the types of emotions that you're getting, which are always temporary, because people's states of being change, our emotions change. You might feel an emotion at one point. Maybe it's because you had a bad meal earlier, like you ate some junk food or whatever, and it's affecting your brain at a chemical level, and you didn't even know it. You thought you were being sad for no reason, but it was actually because you ate some food that was bad for you. Like, who knows, man? It's hard to trace those types of things. Through meditation, you become more aware how things affect you, and then it becomes easier to trace those types of things. Man, I hate getting notifications on my phone when I'm recording. It makes it harder to keep my train of thought. Sorry guys, I just got distracted a little bit by that notification. I was saying, depending on the types of thoughts that you entertain, you're gonna have more of those types of thoughts which are related and similar, because that's how your brain works. If you're thinking of something, then your brain will start to think of things that are associated with that often. Like, that's why brainstorming is an effective technique for planning things and figuring things out and this type of thing. And that's also why you can, at least I think, I'm getting to the territory now that's at the limit of my knowledge, you know? Now I'm kind of theorizing is the colloquial term, but really I'm hypothesizing because I have no proof behind what I'm saying right now. And that's if you want to concentrate your attention and focus on one particular topic, like say you're trying to solve a math problem or something like that, and you focus your energy, your mental focus, your attention onto that math problem, then your brain is gonna be, its main focus is gonna be solving that math problem. So you're gonna be looking at that math problem, and your brain's gonna start thinking of different things which are associated with that math problem, like, oh yeah, I solved a problem like this before, or I solved a problem like that before, and you're just gonna try different things because your brain will be thinking of those things, but they're all going to be associated with the original thing, but it's like new ideas, new approaches on how to tackle that problem, if you get what I'm saying. Like, the thoughts are not random, they're related to the main point of focus, which is solving that math problem. So you're directing your energy, your mental focus on solving that math problem. To some degree, I think your thoughts are random, fundamentally, because sometimes you just get a random thought, and sometimes you don't like the types of thoughts you think. Like, say for example, if you're scrolling Instagram or something, and then you see somebody who's like hella successful, and then for me, in my case, because I'm not like successful by my own standards, I'm not like wealthy like I plan to be one day, but right now I'm not. Or if I see somebody wealthy, and I might automatically have the thought come up into my mind, like, oh man, this guy is so successful, you're not successful, like, you're a loser. But then it's my choice as to whether I will entertain that thought or whether I move on. Like, that's why I don't even like using apps like Instagram or anything like that, because I don't even want to have to deal with those types of thoughts in the first place. You know what I mean? I'd rather just avoid them altogether rather than seeing I especially hate seeing people who don't really deserve their position or status, who just got lucky in life and they're just flaunting their wealth. Like, it's cool, it's good for them, they're living their best life, whatever. But yeah, I just don't like having my brain automatically compare myself to them subconsciously. So yeah, the types of thoughts that you entertain, that you start thinking more about, will definitely influence the types of thoughts that you'll have in the future. So your thoughts are not totally random, because your future thoughts will be somewhat determined on the types of thoughts that you're entertaining at the exact now moment. Like, the types of thoughts that you entertain in the moment, at whatever point in time it is, that will, to some effect, influence your future thoughts from that point in time onwards. So no, it's not totally random. It's somewhat random, depending on your external stimuli, which is the phenomena occurring outside of your perception. Sorry, not outside of your perception. It's just outside of your body, like the external phenomena that are occurring that affect you or that you see. So even if you see it, it's still affecting you because you see it. Those light photons are reflecting off the object into your eye, which is going into your brain. So even if you just see something, it's still affecting you to some degree. Man, I gotta turn off the notifications on my phone. I'm really getting sick of seeing all these notifications when I'm recording. Sorry to be complaining about that, guys. I will definitely have to do that after I record this video, because it's not good for me to lose my train of thought like that from these minor distractions. I'd rather keep my focus. Yeah, so you're gonna be affected to some degree by the external world, because for each individual person, the phenomena in the outside world are gonna be random to some degree, because we don't have omnipresent knowledge. We only have a limited amount of knowledge. Some of us have more knowledge than others, obviously, but we're not God. We don't know everything that's going on. So every single day we're going to encounter events which to us are random. Like, man, you don't even know what exact time your body's gonna want to have a crap each day. Sorry for the crude example, but like, you don't even know at what exact time you'll have a crap tomorrow. It's random. Like, to some degree it's random. You don't know that at 2 or 3 p.m. you're gonna go to the toilet. It's random. So it's gonna affect your thought process to some degree. So to some degree your thoughts are gonna be random. But you cultivate your thoughts. You cultivate the types of thoughts that your brain tends to have. So you can change the tendencies of the types of thoughts that your brain will have. You can't choose the exact thoughts necessarily unless you're doing things like saying mantras and this type of thing. Like, you know, some people preach things called self-affirmations and these types of things, which I think can be helpful to some people. Maybe to everybody, I don't know. I haven't had much experience with it. Maybe that's something I should try and make a video about in the future, talk about whether I feel like trying that practice out for an extended period of time benefits me. That's a good video idea. I'll probably try that at some point to let you guys know in a future video. But yeah, my conclusion is that your thoughts are not completely random. To some degree, you can influence what type of future thoughts you will have. However, some of your thoughts are going to be random depending on what type of external circumstances you will encounter. And your thoughts are going to be random because your brain has subconscious operations that are always occurring. A lot of the time, most people are on autopilot most of the time. So like, their whole existence is literally just their subconscious brain's automatic processes. But through meditation and through rational thinking rather than emotional thinking, you don't have to be a bot like a lot of these people are, just moving with the flow, with the ebb and flow of their wants and desires, living like for a lot of these guys, honestly, they're living like females, because females are supposed to be the emotional ones. They're supposed to be the ones who are changing their behaviors based on how they feel and these types of things. So with that being said, I already summed up that thoughts are not completely random, but they're going to be somewhat random depending on the external situation, on the external circumstances. I'm just reiterating one more time so you can maybe remember it, maybe I can remember it, I don't know. At least I'll remember it if I repeat it again. And yeah, so some of your thoughts are going to be random depending on the external circumstances, and you can influence your future thoughts to some degree by choosing what feelings and thoughts you entertain in the present, in the now moment. In French, they have the word maintenant, which means in the right now, or in the present moment. It's equivalent to that expression in English. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, please leave it a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you another time. Peace.